Brothers and sisters, thanks for joining me today. Today, I saw a story in the Daily Mail that caught my fancy, and I thought that we should talk about it. So let's see what we think about this. This was in the Daily Mail on the 29th of December. Today's the 30th, so this got posted yesterday. Assad's critically ill wife barred from returning to Britain for cancer treatment after passport expired. What's going on here? Why do we care if Assad's wife can't get back into the UK? Okay, let's see what the story's all about. The critically ill wife of former Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad has reportedly been barred from returning to Britain for cancer treatment after her passport expired. Okay, I guess I guess she must have been treated previously for cancer. That's what it sounds like. And yeah, without a passport, she can't get in. But you would think she could just get a new passport. Well, if it's Syrian, she might have to get a Russian one, maybe. Asma al Assad, 49, will be unable to come back to her native London. Okay. She's British. Without her official travel documents, amid reports she is severely ill with leukemia and only has a 50-50 chance of survival. Yeah, so if I had leukemia and I had to choose and I knew the doctors I trusted were in the UK, I'd want to go to the UK for treatment. It comes after her renowned cardiologist father, Fawaz Akaris, left his Harley Street clinic in what appears to be an effort to care for his daughter who fled to Russia following the collapse of her husband's brutal regime. Yeah, they've been having a civil war in Syria for quite some time, and really unexpectedly, just in the last couple of months, the rebels won and ousted Assad and his wife, and they fled to Russia. So yeah, get that. Speculation has been swirling in recent days that Asma is looking to divorce Assad and wants to return to Britain to continue her vital cancer treatment. Okay, so maybe she really is still in remission, but this is her way to get back into the UK and get away from her husband and then stay in the UK and basically leave him. Or it could all be true. Maybe she does need cancer treatment. Whitehall sources, however, confirmed that Asma, who holds Syrian nationality, no longer possesses valid British travel documentation after her passport expired in 2020. Okay, so if she was a regular British person, she could just go to the Russian consulate and say, "Hey, can I get a passport?" And she should be able to get one within a few days. I don't think money would be an option. She probably has lots of money, so she can pay the fees. And it looks like valid British travel documentation. It appears that she's a British citizen. Okay. Home Secretary Yvette Cooper has also stated the government will not allow her to return to the country as the decision cannot be based solely on health reasons. Foreign Secretary David Lammy previously told MPs that Asma, who was born and raised in Acton, West London, is not welcome here. Asma became Syrian First Lady in 2000 after marrying Assad 59 in Syria in that same year. He took control of the country after the death of his father, Hafiz al-Assad. Okay, so here's a picture of her. She's British. She's from London, and they're not going to let her back in the country. Okay, picture of her and her husband. They're in Moscow. Here he is meeting with Putin. He was the president of Syria, so yeah. This was her house I guess, in London, Acton, I guess. She got to meet Queen Elizabeth when he was president in 2002. So critics believe she orchestrated a secretive labyrinth of committees and policies run by her henchmen, which controlled everything from access to the internet to subsidized food rations. Her empire also extended to distribution of foreign aid. Effectively, she controlled who got what. So she had a major role in the Assad government. With her role within Assad's dictatorship growing, she was unable to maintain her early image of a liberated woman operating at the heart of power in a Muslim country. She became one and the same with the Syrian regime's terrible suppression of its people. Her role in Syria's financial policy also earned her widespread, unenviable nickname, Lady Macbeth, from rebels and commentators alike. In 2012, Osman was placed under UK and EU sanctions, which constituted an asset freeze and travel ban. after she is believed to have played a key role in supporting Assad throughout Syria's civil war, which began with opposition protests in 2011 and resulted in hundreds of thousands of deaths. So it looks like this asset freeze and travel ban in 2012 is probably what's stopping her from traveling and why she let her passport expire because they weren't going to let her use it anyway. So, and she probably knew they weren't going to give her a new one. Asma is currently exiled in Moscow with her husband and three children after they were given asylum by Vladimir Putin when rebels took control of Damascus in a lightning advance on December 8th. But the former First Lady, who left behind a life of luxury, said to be dissatisfied with her new life under guard of Putin's regime, and reportedly wants to return to London. Okay, a few more pictures of her. I'm not going to play the video, but it looks like this is her talking about fighting cancer and defeating cancer. They're walking around in Paris, dual Syrian and British national, undergoing cancer treatment in Moscow. It looks like she's got some luxury apartments in Moscow. So her and her husband still have money, even if he isn't the president. She has applied to a Russian court for permission to leave Russia for Britain, which is being evaluated by Russian authorities. So yes, this must be, since she doesn't have a passport, Russian aircraft can't allow her to board and fly, so she's asking for permission to fly to the UK without a passport, it appears. Reports suggested that the toppled dictator and his family are under severe restrictions in Moscow, with Assad reportedly barred from leaving the city or engaging in political activities. Assad's wider family are believed to own dozens of apartments in the Russian capital, and he reportedly moved to Moscow for some 270 kilograms of gold and 1.6 billion with him when he fled Syria. But his assets and money in the country are now said to have been frozen, unconfirmed reports. After recovering from breast cancer in 2019, Asma was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia and aggressive cancer of the bone marrow and blood in May this year. Last week, the Telegraph reported that she'd been given a 50-50 chance to survive to prevent her catching they've kept her in isolation to prevent her from catching an infection from others. Asma is dying. Close source to Akra's family told the newspaper she can't be in the same room as anyone. Another source said when leukemia comes back, it's vicious. She has 50-50 chance in the next few weeks. All right, so what do I think about this? This is horrible. This is the British government, again, exercising power that's not in the interest of the people. She's a British citizen. It's as simple as that. Potentially, yes, she could be a criminal because may have done criminal things in Syria, and we've got this travel ban on it. But I haven't seen she's actually been charged and would be arrested if she landed. Go ahead, British government. If she's a criminal, file charges against her. No problem. I guess if she came to the country, there could be some civil unrest. There could be people that want to march and protest against the Assad regime that just fell. But she's rich and she'll have security. So I don't really see a problem there. So why won't they let her back in? And really, how can they stop her? This is just wrong on many levels. If you are a citizen of a country, your country should not be able to stop you from re-entering your country. It's wrong. If you're a citizen, you have the right of abode in your country, and the political and even criminal things don't matter. Unless she's renounced her UK citizenship, she should be able to come back and live in the UK. And then if she has done something that is criminal, she should be prosecuted and go to jail. Great. But let's do that in the UK. She's a British citizen. I don't see anything here that says she's renounced her citizenship. This is a slippery slope. When the government can deny entry for any reason, doesn't matter what the reason is, to a British citizen to their own country, that's a problem. The COVID one I have a little bit of sympathy for because you don't want sick people coming in and infecting everybody. But this woman isn't going to come in and infect everyone. Leukemia you can't catch. So it's not a health issue. This is really they don't like her. They don't like the Assad regime, the current British government. I don't know about the last British government. They may not have liked them either. But it doesn't matter. She's a British citizen. Let her back in, Kier. Deal with whatever comes, but she's British. Just stop the nonsense. And I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know what the laws are around this. It just seems crazy to me that if you're British, you can't come back to Britain. It would be the same in America. If you were an American citizen, doesn't matter whether you're born here, naturalized, doesn't matter. Once you're a citizen, you're a citizen. And unless you've done something that would cause courts to remove your citizenship, then you should be allowed back in. And dual nationals don't matter in the UK and the US. The law is clear. They only care that you are a British or a US national. It doesn't matter what your alternate citizenships are from the perspective of the British government and the American government in from what I've read. So what's the problem here? Let her back in. All right. Thanks everyone. Like and subscribe, ring the bell, you know what to do. Bye.